amazing.
The architecture of this amazing vacation home reflects the Italian roots of the owner, who blended a perfect symphony of design and form with native Mexican culture. Now, thousands of miles away on a little stretch of beach in Bridgehampton, New York, another amazing vacation home's simple, affordable design stands as an expression of its owner's own unique persona. On the hot and humid weekends of the New York summer, Manhattan's movers and shakers hightail it to the Hamptons, a sumptuous strip of beach retreats and vineyards on nearby Long Island. But near the end of the 100-mile-long peninsula, glitz gradually gives way to serenity. And that's what inspired Ken Kutchin to build the Butterfly House, an architectural marvel set on 5 acres of beachfront outside the town of Bridgehampton.
This is a natural preserve which is called the Double Dunes, and it stretches for miles east to west. And really visually it's spectacular in all the seasons. And there are lots of deer running across it, and the light on the vegetation and the bushes is just, it's gorgeous.
Just like nature's most glorious creatures can emerge from the humblest cocoons, the Butterfly House grew out of modest ambitions. Ken, a Manhattan entrepreneur, bought the land as a short-term investment and as a vacation home for himself and his partner.
Since it was a temporary house, we needed to have a budget that we could afford and a budget that wouldn't take away from any part of resale. We decided we wanted to build just a small house for $150,000.
Who did Ken turn to for this humble endeavor? His friend Preston T. Phillips, the renowned architect who normally works with multi-million-dollar budgets.
The owner, Ken Kutchin, called one day and said he had a wonderful piece of property right on the ocean in East Hampton, and he wanted to build a house. So you can imagine my excitement when I heard that. And then he said, but I only want to spend $150,000, which is what a lot of people spend on their kitchens.
For Preston, Ken's challenge was unique and irresistible. For once, this gunslinger of architecture had to know his limitations.
We immediately determined that the maximum we could build is 1,000 square feet, and that would be at $150 a square foot, which is really tough. It's about half the going rate for houses in the Hamptons.
But this vacation home is living proof that it's not the size of the swell, it's the motion on the ocean. You just have to use what God has given you.
It's a very simple house. It's really just one large room divided by a fireplace. If you notice, it's a shoebox, but in the center the roof is split, and it's reminiscent of butterfly wings. The ceiling really brings your eye up and out, and it frames the landscape, and it's just spectacular.
With stunning views like these, Ken realized that no further aesthetic adornment was necessary.
One of the reasons we don't have any art in the house is because the windows actually frame everything we wanted to see. We wanted to see the landscape and not have our eyes taken away or distracted. All the interior was designed to reflect the color of the landscape and the sand and the beach and the ocean.
Of course, the materials are also reflective of the need to stay on budget. All the interior walls are made from 4x8 sheets of unpainted plywood. A small, efficient kitchen blends seamlessly and unobtrusively in the corner. And the bathroom, too, is quite modest.
The bathroom is very conventional. It's 6 feet wide, 9 feet long, 3-foot shower, white 4x4 tile. Everything about the bathroom is very much just out of the standard catalogs.
Cost consciousness continues outside the vacation home. Exterior coverage comes courtesy of aluminum barn siding, and the railings are even made out of PVC.
We kept costs down by selecting this PVC railing. It's 2.5 inches in diameter, very solid. Of course, it comes white, which is helpful because that's the color we wanted. And of course, this is an off-the-shelf item available at any home improvement store.
When it came to finding furniture to fit this special setting, Ken didn't have to look far from home to find an amateur carpenter by the name of Anthony Brosna.
Ken approached me and said that he had built a small beach shack on the ocean and needed some hardwood furnishings for it. The house itself and designing the furniture was a tremendous challenge. It really pushed me to design stuff that wouldn't be in such contrast to the landscape and would work in a way that would complement the house.
Anthony's approach in creating the furniture was as unique as the vacation home itself. Forget conventional carpentry. This is sculpture.
And the way that I designed was to pick the wood first and then coax the furniture out of the shapes of the natural edge boards.
In keeping with the eco-friendly feel of the butterfly house, Anthony's attitude to furniture is naturally resourceful.
The lumber for most of the furniture in the house is from 1989 when Hurricane Hugo came through and blew down a bunch of old-growth trees. So most of the furniture is made from reclaimed lumber.
Near the very end of this long island of conspicuous consumption, an oasis of simplicity and serenity has emerged. The Butterfly House is a glorious triumph of creative living in harmony with nature, an American dream for the 21st century.
I love waking up in the morning. I get up early anyway, but here I get up with the sunshine because there are no drapes, and the light comes in first in the morning, straight east, and I take a walk on the beach with my dog. It's wonderful. This is really all I need. This is really all I want. A little simple house by the ocean. It's a dream.
Coming up, the jewel in the crown of our beach house show on Amazing Vacation Homes.
True and amazing.